Hi, hello, good afternoon. You can use the chat to say hi and to introduce yourself. Okay, we're gonna wait for a couple of minutes for the people to jump in the live, and then we'll be ready to start very soon. Okay, I guess we can start. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me into this webinar. My name is Frederic, and I've been an expert in recruitment and job search for the past 15 years. And I'm going to share with you my top 3 secrets on how to get hired in 90 days, but also to trigger any new opportunities. So it can be job opportunities, or it can be business deals or partnership. All of that by building your online presence, especially on LinkedIn. And if it's for your career or for your job, these techniques you're going to learn in this webinar will allow you to get hired without sending any CV online, without applying to any single job online. I know it's crazy, but trust me, this has been a proven system for myself, for my friends, and for more than 350 plus senior professionals who've embarked in my coaching program. So the job market these days is really, really difficult. If you are opening yourself for a new opportunity, or if you are considering for next year, you probably have heard from anybody that you know, why am I being ignored, or why companies today, they are ghosting me. I don't understand. I used to get a lot of invitation for interviews, but no anymore. The whole market has shifted, and I'm going to tell you why. I hope in this webinar you're going to have a lot of answers. I'm the founder of TalentFB. I decided to do that because I've been a recruiter and working in talent acquisition for most of my career, for 15 plus years, and I've been on every side of the spectrum. So I know how to analyze very well the job market. I've been setting up strategies externally and internally. I've been working on salary, compensation structures, interview processes, onboarding new AI tools. I've been there also to influence a lot of hiring manager on their decision to hire a talent or not. So the reason why I've created TalentFB is really because I've noticed there's a big gap in the market between the hiring companies and the talent. Okay, the expectations of the people looking for a new job for their career. Companies will always want to acquire the best talent for them, obviously, but to pay them at the lowest rates, or if you hear them, they will say, "Oh, we pay at market rates," or "We like to pay above." But actually, with the experience I've got, we try to. A company needs to make money, so the more people you hire, you need to be very, very careful on the salary that you give, on the payroll, basically, that you give to your talent. And on the other side, the talents always want the best company for them, to pay them as high as possible, but they also want no compromise on their work-life balance. So if you hear them, they will tell you, "Oh, we want 2 or 3 days working from home. We want to have a more relaxed job, etc., etc." So I want to be part of the culture. So I'm here to decipher all of that. I will decode all of this for you in this webinar. I will share with you the key insights about what's happening in the job market right now. You will also learn, I will also do a very quick introduction about myself, just for in case you don't know me or you don't follow me right now on socials. And then you will also find my 3 secrets. So stay tuned, because you never heard of this before. It's going to be a life changer, especially if you want something to change in 2026. So whether you're working right now or not, I will show you how I can help you to get a new job in less than 90 days without applying online, without sending any single CV for a job posted on any job board. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm gonna tell you my secrets, and you're gonna apply by yourself. You're gonna test it out, and I guarantee you, within a couple of days, only within 1 week or 2 weeks, you will already see the results and coming discussions and opportunities. So at the end of this webinar, you will have two choices. Either you want to do it alone, and that's totally fine. I'm sure you are smart enough to do it by yourself, but it will take time, obviously. So it depends how long or how fast do you need these results to happen in your career, or we can do it together. And obviously we can do it faster and we can have better results if we do it with our combined effort. Stay tuned until the end, because there will be two very, very big surprises and bonuses for you. You don't want to miss that, because that can sweeten the deal for you. That could be very, very interesting. So use the chat below. Leave me any question, any clarification, anything you wanna find out. If I have time during the presentation, I can check it out, or I will just leave it for the end of the discussion. Okay, let's go. In this agenda, what I'm going to share with you is not just for job seekers, it's also for senior professionals who are currently working and think they are safe at work right now. But you know, your employer next year can just ask you to leave at any time. You probably know that, but you maybe don't want to see it. You don't want to anticipate it. You know, you don't know if the company is doing well, is doing well or not. And sometimes, you know, company needs to ask people to leave for economical reason. And when it happens, then what is your plan? What is your plan B? Are you going to start searching for a job from scratch? Or are you going to start reaching out to your network, asking them to help you out of nowhere, just like that? Or you will apply for jobs like hundreds or thousands of people who are going to compete with you, and you are going to position yourself as a total stranger for a company who never knew about you. They don't know now, they don't trust you, and you just ask them to trust you based on your keywords on your CV. That's the reality today. If you don't have a system, if you don't have a proper strategy, if you just out of the blue say, okay, now I'm in the market, I'm just going to update my CV and I'm going to start applying for jobs, this is the worst strategy ever. It doesn't work. It will not work anymore. So now imagine if you are right now, from now on, you consistently build a network with meaningful connections on LinkedIn, okay, every week. You are creating posts and you are creating content, and every week it attracts a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs, and recruiters, hiring managers, any peers, any other professionals will be curious about what you have to share. Okay, if you have certain angle on how you want to build your brand and some of this content online. So from that point, imagine if on a weekly or on a monthly basis, you receive people direct messages saying, hey, I really like your comment, or hey, I really like your profile, or hey, I saw that you were at this event. I also been there. What did you think about it? Or yeah, I see that you are going to this event, and I'm really looking forward to it. I will also go there. Why don't we meet over there and we exchange? We go for coffee. You never know. But if you start making noise online, you will definitely getting more opportunity, more eyeballs, and more discussions happening. If you are not visible on LinkedIn, then you are invisible, unfortunately. So in the chat, if you don't mind, tell me if you are active on LinkedIn. What do you think about LinkedIn? Is it meaningful? Do you only use LinkedIn for your job search, or do you think that is very important for you to build your brand? And maybe tell me about your experience, how you feel. Is it easy, not easy, etc. So that will be great as a starting point later on for the questions to start from there. So LinkedIn, it's not a job board. Okay, if you're telling me I'm just using LinkedIn because I'm looking for a job, LinkedIn is a networking platform. Okay, it's for business and job opportunities. So I've used LinkedIn for the past 15 years, and I've got incredible opportunities over there. At one point, I was working at that company. I was really happy. And then suddenly there's this recruiter who's telling me, hey, Fred, glad that we connected. We have talked to more than hundreds of candidates. And thanks to AI, we have shortlisted the 3 best candidates fitting our needs. And you are one of them. I was like, whoa, what does that come from? And then I went for interviews because I was curious about them. And it happened that they hired me. And on top of that, because I was in a strength position, and because they really like my branding, my content on LinkedIn, and my CV and my experience, they actually gave me an offer that I couldn't reject. They literally doubled my salary, my base salary. That was just incredible. So this kind of opportunity didn't happen just for me. It happened to a lot of my members in the coaching community. And later on, I will share with you some of their feedback. So what is happening today in the market? So since COVID 2020, this has been a disruption in the job market. A lot of companies really started to believe in job mobility, more remote work options, more flexibility, and obviously more layoff. I'm sure between 2021 and 2023, I think there were a lot of layoffs from these tech giants, mostly coming from US, which gave this company a lot more budget to reinvest in something, but it was not in more headcounts. It was in tech. Okay, more companies started to use digital platform and AI technology to start replacing some of the repetitive tasks that they duplicate. You know, they hire too many people to do the same job, and they realize that by centralizing it within 1 or 2 platforms, they can reach the same productivity. So the overall performance has decreased, but not that much, you know, since that disruption in the market after COVID, after 2020. The fact that companies started to ask people to stay at home and not coming back to the office kind of showed a new business model that they wanted to start exploring. So from a health issue, a global health issue, it became an economic solution for most hiring companies. Like I said, it gave them some flexibilities. It gave them more budget to reinvest in technology. They started to avoid ads because it was a bit costly and a waste of time. They preferred internal mobility, and they prefer rely on referrals. And they also asked the hiring manager that if they really wanted to hire more for their team, they needed to go on LinkedIn and start headhunting by themselves. So I'm sure you can understand this company, they prefer to hire someone who has been already working with the company, someone who can be transferred from an office to another one, someone who has been referred by another team member who is probably a closer culture fit, instead of a total stranger that you select from a pile of CV that nobody knows. Senior professional found and hired via an internal transfer or a referral or via a hiring manager network or connection will always have a higher chance of success in the interview process as compared to anyone who is picked randomly from the job application. And what reassures the company are the number of data points that they can rely on. You know, for example, if it's someone that has been referred, you can ask the employee who referred the person, how did you know the person? When did you work together? How was the performance, etc. So we can get some information to reassure about the future performance. But right now, if I'm asking you, how do you show or present your value today as a senior professional to any hiring company? You will probably give me a lot of information from the past, okay, from your CV, your achievement, recommendation. You are also going to perform well during the interview, okay? So another set of data points is in the present, like how do you sell yourself? How do you introduce yourself? How well do you pass these job interviews? And also one indication will be your current salary, not necessarily your expectation, but your current salary is a reflection of what a company is already paying you for a work that is being done with them. Okay, it doesn't mean that your current salary is always an anchor or starting point, because we need to understand your market value. Your current salary is not a market value. It's a deal that has been made by your current or your previous company, but it doesn't mean that they pay you well at the market rate or in align with your actual performance. But we will talk about that later. And then after that, what can you do today to present your value in the future? What can you do, or what can you say, or what can you show to reassure them that you are going to be a good performer in the future? Okay, it's very hard. So today, your perceived value is based on three pillars. The first one is the money. Companies pay for value, okay? They don't pay for loyalty. It doesn't mean that you stay in the same company for 10 years. You are not going to be paid more, rather than someone who is coming maybe from a different background. And in terms of value, the person can immediately add more performance. So the money can be different. And then your salary is the price tag on your skills, your mindset, and the impact that you can make on the company in a short period of time. Now, talking about time, this is the second pillar. Your value is at the highest when you are in high demand in the market, or when you show good potential, good growth, good momentum. And if you wait, you decline your perceived value in the market. Loyal talents, they don't sell anymore, okay? The longer you stay inactive in the job market, the harder it is for you to bounce back, okay? Time rewards action, not hesitation. This is very important, and I invite you to stay until the end, because we will go back to this perceived value, especially with the time of you staying in a company and the cost of inaction. There will be a calculation later on. It's going to be super interesting and maybe an eye-opener for you guys. The third pillar is the energy. Energy equal results, results equal value. Low energy is low to average effort, and which leads to average opportunities. Yeah, I'm sure you have anybody around you who got promotion, raise, and referrals are always going to those who act with purpose and engagement. Okay, so high energy is always rewarded well by company. But somehow, for even if you have a high energy and you are looking for a new opportunity in the market, maybe you work, maybe you're not working, but today, I found that 90% of senior professionals are still using the same job search techniques that were there early 2000, 2002, 2005. I feel like people don't use enough their LinkedIn profile, which is, to me, the best platform for any professional opportunities. And the worst, and they don't even use AI. Some of you are probably starting to explore AI, but AI is not just now. A lot of people are talking about AI, but AI still exists since World War II already. And I feel it's a big mistake if you are not embracing the wave of AI, especially to help you in your job search. So what do 90% of the talents today? They spend 90% on job boards of their time. They apply for every job, whatever the seniority. They use the spray and pray technique, okay, which is you apply for as many jobs as possible, and at the end of the day, you're just happy, you feel content because you've applied to so many jobs, but it doesn't matter. Quantity is not quality. And then, you use the same CV for all your application. They don't really make a difference. They rely on luck, on hope. They go for interview and prepare. They don't follow up, etc. So all of that is really a no-go. And obviously, they a lot of them, when they reach out to me, when they contact me on LinkedIn or on email or WhatsApp, they're telling me that the market is ignoring them, that they don't receive any call from recruiters, that they've been ghosted, that their skills is not being appreciated or recognized. I don't know, guys, if it sounds like you, if it sounds like something happened to you, do you share the same frustration? Use the chat as well to add some of these examples if you have any. That will be great to discuss about it later on. But you're not alone, okay? I'm not telling you that to make you frustrated even more. At the contrary, okay? We're gonna go through all of these one by one, and you're gonna find a lot of answers here. So let me ask you, how many of you have applied to the perfect job online and you receive an email saying thank you but no thanks, almost like a few hours after your application? It's so frustrating when you see a job that you read it and you feel like, oh man, that's my dream job. I am exactly the right person for them. And then it's so annoying to receive an email of rejection after maybe 5 days, 1 hour, or 1 day or 2 days after. And you're like, what the hell is this company doing? Did they even look at my profile and see how close I am to their requirements? I'm going to tell you something very surprising, guys. When you see a job posted online, in my opinion, at 90%, it's already too late. Okay? It's too late. Why? Because before posting the job, the company has already done a few things. First, they checked internally within the current team if there's someone who can do the job. Yes or no? Second, they asked the current employees to send referrals, okay, for the job. And then they probably got these high priority candidates who already went through some chats with the hiring manager or with the recruiter. And they're already going and proceeding inside the interview process. And because they are referrals, maybe their hiring process is shortened. Some companies do that. Third, they ask already headhunters for an exclusive and a confidential search, because sometimes if a key position is being let go or replaced, okay, they don't want to make it out because the rest of the team can actually see the job that is being advertised, and maybe the management doesn't want to announce the departure of this key person yet. Okay, so some of this search can be confidential behind the job market or below the water. I'm going to share with you after what it means. And then the fifth one is the hiring manager themselves. They go on LinkedIn and they start networking with people they know, but also with strangers that they don't know yet. Hence, optimizing your profile at 100% make a lot of sense and will play in your favor. So this is the iceberg analogy that I really, really like. And it's so true. Okay, if you speak to any recruiter right now, you will get probably the same answers. 95% of the job seekers are fighting for 20% of the job market that are visible. Okay, 80% of the jobs are open, actively recruited, but they are not advertised. Okay, they are not advertised, and nobody knows that these 80 jobs are here. But if you want to increase your chances to find out about these 80% of jobs that are open and actively in hiring process right now, you need to activate headhunters. So like I said, the exclusive and confidential search that are not advertised. So you need to reach out to as many headhunters as possible and maintain a good relationship with them. You need to start doing networking. And by networking, I mean on LinkedIn, you need to start creating content, share your mindset, the way that you think, and maybe how you solve problem, the kind of situation you've managed in the past. Try to network with people that are going to relate with what you've done, the problem you've solved before, etc. And then you need to rely a lot on referrals. So if you have a dream company, if you have a list of company, don't hesitate to add new connections on LinkedIn to the people in the same team where you could potentially go. So if you are a marketing manager, reach out to the marketing people in the same team at the company that you want to target, and start saying hi, start sharing something, start being nice, start maybe offering coffee or anything like that. But you need to start implanting the seed in the brain step by step. And then the last one is you have also private groups. Private groups, you can find them on meetup.com, Facebook, LinkedIn. There's a lot of groups online that you can find. And there's also industry events that are hyper targeted. And if it's within your expertise, you should definitely leverage on this event to go out there and to meet people. Only 5% of the senior professionals and active job seekers are there, and they get the best opportunities in a shorter period of time. So this is exactly what you need to do. So now the breakthrough, how did I find out about this and how did I come up with this idea? Basically, in 2011, I came to Singapore. I was full of dream. I was super happy. I thought I had a lot of luck. I was very hopeful, a lot of ambition. I got a master's degree in business and 5 years of working experience. But very, very fast, I realized that not having friends, not having a local experience was really, really tough in Singapore to find a new job. My English was also so, and I didn't have a proper system to go out there and network and build new connection. So I really felt invisible in this job market, despite all my experience, skills, and ambition. So, and to make things worse, I was losing money on the table. I was frustrated to see the other people that I started to meet getting interviews and getting job offer. I didn't know how they were doing, and I was losing my confidence. I was really, really close to buy a flight back to come back to France because that's where I'm from. But eventually, something happened, and it changed my life. I said something, but it's probably someone. So that friend, she really believed in me. Okay, at the beginning, when I met her, she offered to look at my CV. She offered to rebrand my LinkedIn. We did a couple of mock-up interview sessions together, and she said to me that the most important is for me to tell my story, my soft skills, my value, and to be more visible online. Okay, and she was totally right. I didn't know how to do that, but I stopped applying for every CV. I stopped using just one. I stopped applying for every job, and I stopped using only one CV. I stopped hoping for interviews. I stopped ignoring my LinkedIn profile, and I started to position myself more as a solution for company and not as a random candidate. I started to follow up and engage more with people on LinkedIn. I had my daily routine, proper systems, etc. And as soon as I did that, after 2 weeks, I started to get invitations for interviews. And after 4 weeks or 5 weeks, I got my first offer in Singapore. And I thought back then that I was the happiest man in the world. But that friend offered me much more than just a job, because she offered me a beautiful family. She became my wife, and she offered me two beautiful sons. Sons are monsters, because these two boys are high energy and very hard to maintain them, but they give us a lot of happiness every day, so it's all good. And from that point, I was the luckiest and happiest man on earth, indeed. So the right system can change your career and can change your life, and today, thanks to my expertise, it's my turn now to do my best to change your career and to change your life. I'm one of the very few career coach with that many years of experience as a real recruiter. I've been behind the scene. I know exactly what works and what doesn't. I bring 15 years of expertise, mainly in technology. I've been recruiting globally, US, Europe, Asia, Australia. I have a network of 35 plus thousand connections on LinkedIn among top executive leaders. And what I do, I offer strategic introductions to your dream job, because I'm probably connected to some people at your dream company. And I'm very happy always to reach out to them on your behalf and to get you a coffee, a chat, a discussion, an official interview, anything they want. So now let me share with you my 3 secrets, okay, that will instantly give you an edge compared to all the other competition and the job seekers, and that will accelerate your job search. So secret number 1, LinkedIn engagement is now the new job application. You don't need to spend hours applying for jobs because it's not working anymore. Applying for jobs online make you feel invisible, ghosted, ignored, and not being recognized for your skills. Instead, if you use your LinkedIn profile, this will do the hard work for you, because every engagement, every like, every comment, every direct message, every new connection is a signal to the algorithm on LinkedIn that says, hey, I'm open for new opportunity. Please show my profile to more recruiters and more hiring managers. Okay, that's exactly the role of the LinkedIn algorithm, is to link people, network with meaningful connection and meaningful opportunities for everybody. So in just 20 or 30 minutes a day, or a few hours if you can definitely be seen by 10 times more decision makers and recruiters than 200 plus online application. Okay, think about that. In just a couple of minutes or a couple of hours on LinkedIn every day, you can be seen by 10 times more decision makers on LinkedIn as compared to 200 job online application that you've sent with your CV. Because think about it, if you have not the right keyword on your CV and you are automatically be rejected by the ATS, or if you have a picture and the recruiter don't like your face, it happens because it's all human. Or if the recruiter is saying that, oh yeah, now we have 20 candidates for the role, we don't need to have more, so anymore, I will just reject them automatically. This can happen as well. So skip that. Just go straight away to the main decision maker on LinkedIn to show them that you're here and show them your expertise. So what is this LinkedIn engagement activity? What I like and where I saw a sweet spot where you accelerate your results is when you invest 2 hours per day. So you can do 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night, or 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour during lunchtime. You do whatever you want, okay? But if you start investing 2 hours per day, this is where you're going to accelerate your results. Here, you applying for jobs make you invisible, ghosted, of course. But you don't need to think that you're gonna turn into an influencer here. You just need to use this platform to engage with other people, to show your expertise, and to be recognized as an expert in what you do. Okay, so think about it. The more you engage on LinkedIn, this is not fake. This is authentic. As soon as you lead with value and you lead with some advice that can help other senior professionals. So you need to visit 20 LinkedIn profiles every day. Okay, hiring manager, HR, peers, recruiters, etc. You send 20 new connection every day. Very simple. New connection. And by the way, you can actually combine all of that. Let's say you go to one profile only. Okay, so as soon as you are on the profile, you already have one of the 20. Then you click on new connection if you like the person, or if you want to connect, or if you think the person can be useful for you. And as soon as you send the connection, you can immediately see in their activity, if they are active or not, what was the last post. And on this post, you can straight away put one like, okay, it's free. Or you can say, you have like, you have support, you have love, you have insightful, you have these different emoticons. And you can leave a comment straight away. Hi, thanks for sharing this. Thanks for sharing this tip. Definitely helpful. I'm going to try it out and we'll let you know if that works for me or not. Just that. It's so impactful, very simple, and you show the person that you appreciate their insights. And on top of that, you put a seed in their brain because they will get your notification and they might be expecting you to come back to them. So let's see, for example, you see someone is giving you a very strong advice and then you apply it. And after 2 or 3 weeks, you start getting results from it. Now is the perfect opportunity and an icebreaker for you to start a private conversation as a DM and to reach out to the person and say, hey, you remember my last comment that I made on your post when you were sharing about this system or this technique? This is what I've done. This is the results I got. Thank you so much. It changed my life. I got this opportunity. I managed to do this thanks to you. Really appreciate. Amazing. What do you think the person is going to feel after you reach out to them and you send this message? They will feel so happy that their advice had an impact on you. Okay, and here I'm just talking about free transaction. Nothing is paid. It's just out of goodwill. You need to show a genuine, meaningful human connection on LinkedIn. That's exactly what I mean by LinkedIn engagement activity. So play around, like, send new connection, comments, send direct messages whenever you see the right opportunity. Create a LinkedIn post for you to share anything else in return, any other tips or anything that you know that can help other people, and you will be surprised instantly the type of return you're going to have. I built a system called the 3C system. It's in the module 5 of my coaching program. It's a very powerful system, and with that you will have interviews. If you are looking for a job or if you are looking for opportunities, you will get this in no time. So the system is very simple. The more content you produce, the more chats you get, the more conversions you get. Okay, and by conversion, it can be a business deal, it can be an invitation for a podcast show, it can be a speaking event gig where they will invite you to go on stage because you've been recognized as an expert in your field. If you're looking for a job, obviously, it can start with a coffee chat and then after to an official interview in the process, etc. So if you want to find out more about the 3C system, I have a full module in my coaching, and I will be super happy to share that with you. Obviously, you might think, it's a lot of work, Fred. I don't think I have time for this, or I don't want to disturb people, or I will look too desperate if I do this. Naturally, you will have this question and you will have this doubt inside your head, okay? Everybody you see today sharing and putting comments on LinkedIn, of course, not all of them are good, okay? Sometimes you read the comment and the post, they are not useful, they talk about food, they talk about the trouble, they consider LinkedIn like their Facebook number 2, they make it wrong. What you need to do is to use LinkedIn to build your brand, professionally speaking, to say what you like to do, what you've done, what are your aspirations, professionally speaking. Okay, what kind of impact and value you've shared with other people, and what would you like to share with now new people to create new opportunities as well. Okay, always think about LinkedIn is professional, and here again, we are not going to turn you into an influencer. We're going to turn you into an expert who wants to be seen by your expertise and by the value that you can share with other people. The second, number 2, is the power of positioning. So if you are looking for a job, you need to stop being just a candidate, because if you do that, you automatically lower yourself as a status in terms of importance. When you speak to a recruiter or when you speak to a hiring manager, they will always think they have an upper hand on you. Rather than now, if you think that if you start positioning yourself as a solution or a problem solver for a company, and now I want you to think about what can I offer to someone from the leadership at my top dream company, because I know that I have done something that will be very valuable for them. What can I do to get their attention? But here I'm not talking about the HR or the recruiter. I'm talking about the top leader, the leadership. And I'm telling you this because it happened to me so many times. When I was a recruiter, I got CV, I rejected the CV, and a couple of days after, the CEO of my company reached out to me or came to my desk and say, "Hey, Fred, do you remember this guy? He applied for the job and you rejected him, right?" And I felt so scared. I was like, yes, let me find out the reason why. And then the CEO was telling me, no, it's all good, Fred. I trust your instinct and your judgment. And then he was telling me that this particular candidate, even after being rejected by an email by me, he reached out to our CEO and he created a presentation of a challenge that he knew we were facing. He added his perspective, his opinion, a small strategy of 6 months by using a new system that we have not explored yet. Okay. And the CEO was telling me, Fred, he's done something for us. I'm not saying that that's the answer, and he's giving us the right answer for the problem we have. But the fact that he did the work, he did the research, he reached out to the CEO, and he was ballsy enough to reach out to the CEO to give him an idea about the value that he could bring, the proactivity and the soft skills. This ticked all the boxes in the head and in the heart of my CEO, saying that's exactly the type of people I want for my company. If you just consider yourself as a candidate, you only send CV and you stop after you get an email of rejection. If you do that, you are just not provoking the opportunities for you. You are just rely on luck and on hope. Okay, my whole system, and if we work together as a coach, I'm going to teach you on being more creative, okay, more resilient, more ambitious, putting more energy, and we're not gonna stop if it's a dream company, we're not going to stop to any email of rejection. When I was looking for a job at Google, I got 10 times an email rejection. And somehow at the 11th time, when I started to make a presentation of myself and I sent a video to show my motivation to a lot of hiring managers, when I started to not send my CV online, but I reach out to these people with my network, it worked. I got 3 interviews total. And out of the 3, I got 1 invitation on site, and they pay my flight and accommodation to travel to Dublin at Google, Ireland. And I stayed there for 2 days. So the story is because I was ballsy enough to put a presentation, maybe not the best presentation, obviously, but because it was very different from the mass and from what everybody was doing, Google paid to interview me. Either way, right? Because they pay my flight ticket, they pay the accommodation, they even reimburse my meals and the drinks that I had out of these 2 days on site with them. That's an amazing story. So from that point, I knew that if you really want something, you have to stop doing like everybody else. You have to be more creative. You have to find other ways. You need to position yourself as an expert, not as someone who's looking for a job. Okay? Position yourself as someone who can solve a problem for this company. And obviously, you need to do it by building your online presence on LinkedIn. But if you are an artist, for example, you need to have a blog or an account on Behance or ArtStation. If you are a designer, you must be on Dribbble. If you are a tech or a software engineer, you must be on GitHub and Stack Overflow, etc. So there's a lot of way for you to build your online presence based on your expertise. And the principle of reciprocity, just to finish here, but the more you give, the more you receive. It's as simple as that. And if you haven't tried it yet, you can't really appreciate how powerful it is. Okay, stop thinking, I don't want to work for free. I don't want to give it too much to that company, because if they just ghost me, maybe they're gonna use me. Maybe they're gonna use my ideas. Stop thinking like you are the best of the best. Okay, you are probably very smart, but the company is not using you to get data, to get value, and to do it and to implement your idea without you being in their rank. Okay, this is just your fake brain. This is your protective system who's trying to save your value. But actually, today in the employment work, in the job search, I feel like you should shift this mindset 100%. You should give as much as you can, because the more you give, the more you receive. This is very, very powerful. If you follow anybody who has been building an online business today, even companies will tell you, if you're going to give your trust to someone who's going to share with you a lot of value, as compared to someone who will be always hesitating and asking you questions like, why do you want this from me? Why do I need to do that? What does it matter? Why? It's good to ask the question why, but if you are too scared of sharing, people will be too scared in giving you a chance. So the third secret is use AI and use systems to get results. I don't know if you're already starting it, but in my program, all the members are using LLMs like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. We're also using platforms like careerflow.ai, gamma.app, Rezi.io, and many other access that you will be able to use, obviously for free once you onboard. You will also be able to use my own custom GPT. She's been trained for more than 10,000 hours on topics like job search strategies, career clarity, CV building, LinkedIn profile optimization, marketing, sales, etc., etc. She's always available 24/7 with all the answers for you. Why using AI? Obviously, you know this answer, because he cuts everything by half. You can reduce your preparation time in terms of application. You can optimize your profile on LinkedIn. You can increase your reply rates by using AI on networking sequences, the messages and the emails. You can be prepared for job interviews, etc. So that's really, really amazing. I think TalentFB is one of the only career coaching program in the market, especially in Singapore, but also in Asia, that fully embrace AI at each step of the way. Okay, so AI, I'm not saying that AI is going to replace you, but we must use AI to enhance your profile and your capability and your reach to your dream job, for your dream opportunities. And then you need to build your daily system or daily routines. For example, on your agenda, it's important that in the morning at 8 a.m., you sip your coffee or your tea and you say, okay, I'm going to check my emails just for 1 hour. At 9, I will start doing this. At 10, I want to give 2 hours to work on this. Then I have my lunch. At 2 p.m., I start again and I do this. So you can do that if you are actively looking for a job. Okay, that's very, very important to build your system and to automate your job search routine. But if you are not actively looking for a job, if you are still working, you can still have your daily routine in the morning, during lunchtime, or in the evening to do your LinkedIn engagement. So whether you're working or not, or you must start building your personal and your professional brand on LinkedIn. Okay, people who have followed these 3 secrets, they got amazing opportunities like new jobs, business deals, partnership, speaking guest at an event, invitation for a podcast show online, etc. So quick recap: secret number 1: LinkedIn engagement is the new job application. Secret number 2: the power of positioning. Okay, don't position yourself as a candidate who's looking for a job. Position yourself as an expert who can solve a real problem for your top target company. And secret number 3: use AI, use daily systems to get faster results. These 3 strategies have been a massive game changer for hundreds of professionals. Okay, if you are feeling invisible in the market, it's because you don't stand out enough. If you ask me, how do I stand out? You stand out by positioning yourself as a problem solver, by using the power of reciprocity, by giving free advice, free work for someone to tell them that this is what I can do for you for free. So now imagine if you pay me to be working together, imagine what you can get out of me in terms of value. This is the indirect message that you need to implant in the brain as a seed. Okay, that's why you need to share a very good value for them to think that, oh, wow, this is free. What it could be if I pay for that guy to be working with me at the company. So now you know my 3 secrets. Now I wanted to share with you a bit of the story of the people that I've been coaching. So Marianne, she's now working at IBM, but before that, she was on LinkedIn, but she didn't know how to be recognized for her expertise. She was paid under below the market rate before. She felt invisible, tired of being ignored, and when I reached out to her, I gave her some attention. I showed her how to do that. She was super happy. She immediately started some of the advice that I was sharing with her. She got a lot of people who went to her profile, and after a coffee discussion, she got an official interview at IBM. Then we have Sam. She's a finance manager at Agoda France. She's now in Paris. Before me, for 6 months, she was actively looking for a job, but nothing happened. And she knew that AI was there, and she thought it was too difficult for her, too technical. But at the same time, she didn't have any plan B. So, searching a job by herself, okay, yeah, she did it for 6 months, but with no results. So when she embarked in my program and she started to use AI, everything went so fast, and she went from 6 months of failure into 6 weeks of success. And then Philippe, from zero to hero, because in terms of content, he was posted online, but he was not getting a lot of eyeballs or a lot of traction and impression. But he reached out to me, and he liked one of the posts I made. He gave me a comment, a nice comment. So I reached out to him and I say, hey, thanks for liking my post. And we started to chat, and I explained to him the power of the 3C system. He embarked in my program. He started to use it religiously for a couple of weeks, and then he got an offer, 32% of salary increase. And then other, just a snapshot of other people who got massive results. Brian, I was helping him to prepare before a very important job interview. Bruce reached out to me when he was in discussion with this company who didn't want to give him the CMO title at the beginning, but then we pushed hard and he managed to get the title plus the salary that he was hoping for. He was hoping for 15 at the beginning, but then the company offered him to start at 13, and then after to assess after the probation. And after that, now I think his salary is probably closer to 17 or 18K per month. And then we have Catherine. She wanted to meet her daughter in Sydney, and she asked for an internet transfer. At the beginning, it was not possible, but because of what we did together, she created an amazing strategy that showed exactly the value she could bring immediately for the first 6 months if this move was making it happen. So the management had a chat. They decided to give her a chance. It's been, I think, close to a year now, and she's absolutely killing it. And on top of that, she increased her package by 15 or 20%, if I remember correctly. Isa, a very interesting story. She got transferred to New York, but she reached the end of the interview process, and we didn't know what happened because she was stuck and she was waiting for 2 weeks before the recruiter came back to her. And at the end of the second week, I felt like something was missing. Maybe they were hesitating. Maybe something was wrong in the company. So we decided to do something a bit ballsy. I asked Isa to create a 6-month strategy for this fintech startup company in New York. And instead of sending it to the recruiter who asked us to be patient, we sent it straight away to the CEO via email and on his LinkedIn profile. He has replied to us on the email, not on LinkedIn, because he was very busy. But the email went through, and he said to us, "Hey, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Indeed, we have got a reorg internally, but let me ask the recruiter to get back to you and to officialize the offer." We were so happy when we read the email from the CEO, but we never know. Maybe even without doing this, maybe we would have got the offer, but maybe we would have not got the offer. And now the fact that we sent a very strong signal to the CEO on LinkedIn to show them that we really, really want this position, that helped to accelerate the process and to get that offer. And the last one was Sid. Sid he was also very happy. He got 10% more on the salary. He got the amazing profile. He didn't need my help to get interviews, but we negotiated the best package for him, and he was very happy for him and for his family. So these people, they are not unique. If you think that maybe they are a bit special or something, no, they're exactly like you. They are senior professionals, skilled and talented, and that's what I provide. I provide accountability. Okay, success is not going to be easy, but I'm going to be behind you. I'm going to push you, and I'm going to make you get the success. But it's going to be hard. Okay, it's a two-way street. I'm not a magician. I don't have a magical wand, but I prefer to call myself a locksmith, meaning that I know all the doors. I cannot push the door for you, but I can give you the right key for you to turn the key and to push that door. Okay, that's what I'm going to do with you. We're going to do this together. So now the program, how does it work? So once you embark on the program, you will have access to this platform. It's called School. And here you will have 5 different modules. So how does it work? It's like that. On the top left corner, you start by the e-learning course. So there are 5 parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And then each module represents a progress or an advancement in the program. So module 1 and part 1 and part 2, module 1 and module 2, it's about your career audit, your energy, your achievement, your professional values, what you like to do, what you don't like to do. And then we're going to work on your storytelling, your elevator pitch, your CV, and we're going to work on your cover letter and the LinkedIn profile optimization. Here is just how the profile LinkedIn looked, but nothing more. Then module number 3, we start by an active job search. Is the external strategy. Excuse me. So module 3, this is the job search process where you're going to organize your company by tier of specialization or prioritization. Okay, tier 1, the top company; tier 2, the average okay company; and tier 3, not so good company, all the mass that you can use for practice. Module 4 is actually how you build a strategic deck. We call that a value proposition or a value project. Module 5 is the 3C system with, you remember the triangle, you have the content that leads to the chat, that leads to the conversion. And then the module 6 is the interview process, preparation, research, and your top 50 question and answers that you need to know and you need to anticipate and prepare before each interview. And the last module is the offer negotiation. And here I'm going to give you thousands and thousands of data to make sure you get the best package. Every time you finish a module, there's assignments that you need to do on your own. And then on a weekly basis, we catch up together. You tell me what you've done, any challenge, any roadblocks, and we fix it together. And this is how we move forward. And on a weekly basis, there's also obviously a group coaching session with the rest of the community where we do a roundtable to keep each other updated on their progress and their advancement. From time to time, I also bring an expert who come and share an expertise. It can be someone from a very strong, big company who can actually be an entrance point for you and can refer you at their company. And there's also a community support 24/7 with a lot of posts and etc. So this is how we work. It's a 6-month access in the platform. 95% of success become possible when they have 3 things in common. All the members who managed to find a job and these new business opportunities, they wanted more. Okay, they knew that it was not just about money, but they wanted a peace of mind, they wanted freedom, and they wanted a purpose. Second, they took action. They knew that waiting was not going to do anything good for them. So they really wanted to do something right now. They were not scared. And third, they believed they deserved more. Sometimes you feel like you have so much to offer, but you are frustrated and you're struggling in a company that doesn't give you enough space, enough room for you to express all the value, the creativity, and the expertise that you can offer. So now imagine imagine you today, and at the end of this coaching session of 90 days where we work together, you will be inquired by recruiters. You will receive probably job offer. You will have a better mindset. You will be aligned with your values. You will probably have daily routines. You will create impact and value on LinkedIn. You will have a brand on LinkedIn with people seeing you as an expert, and you will probably get a few job opportunities or few business opportunities to choose from. So now you know my proven strategy. Okay. Question in the chat if you guys, how do you like the three secrets for now? Have you appreciated the value that I share in this presentation? Tell me if you think that this has been useful for now, or is there anything new or not at all? Totally fine. Please tell me in the chat. That would be great. Now you have 2 choices. Okay. First choice is, thanks, Fred, but I can do it alone. All right. And no wonder, because the question is not if, because I know that eventually you're going to get a job. Okay. Or you're going to get a new opportunity for your business. The question is when. Okay. Time is the essence. For example, if you want to buy a house, of course you can do it yourself, right? You can learn, you can educate yourself. And you will probably you'll probably take 6 months or 12 months to learn everything and to buy your dream house. But if you want to go faster, and if you want avoid making mistakes, and if you want to make sure you have your dream house as soon as possible for you and your family, then you go to a property agent, right? Someone who is an expert and will make you skip all the queue and get your dream job in your dream house in about 2 or 3 months. Same with my friend Annie. She wanted to lose weight before her wedding in 4 months. She wanted to lose 30 kg to afford the wedding gown of her dream. So of course she could have done it by herself, and of course it's very hard. And maybe if she was doing it by herself, she would have taken more than a year or maybe 2 years. But she decided to hire an expert, a personal gym trainer, who helped her lose 35 kg in 4 months. That was insane. She looked amazing in her wedding dress, and it was a spectacular transformation. So that's exactly the type of transformation that I want to show if we are working together. If we are working together, you're going to get a proven strategy. Okay, so I know everything about job market and recruitment process. You will have a clearer career and a positive mindset. You will also use my AI job search transformation process. You will get access to my WhatsApp for anything you need at any time. You will get a stronger confidence in your capability, and you will have an expert and ally by your side. So now we're going to change everything, because you're not going to look for a new opportunity alone. We're going to be together. You will also get exclusive bonuses, okay, with a value of $15,000. You will have access to my exclusive custom AI agent. She has all the answers for you about the coaching program. Any problem, any question you have, she has the answer. There will be also weekly private coaching session together. You will have access to my library with all the templates, script, prompts. You will access to the community member. You will have the e-learning course, Land Your Dream Job. We will optimize your profile, and we will do the makeover. We will record all session when we are coaching together. Everything will be recorded and sent to you afterwards. I will also send you your profile and send your value proposition to my network. I'm connected with 35,000 people in the world, so I can make quick introduction and I can make referrals on your behalf, and etc. So I'm not gonna go through everything. You're also gonna learn a lot of skills that you're gonna use for the rest of your career, like for example, how to build your online presence, networking techniques, job search techniques, strategic positioning, outreach strategies, personal branding, how to build a good CV, job interview mastery, etc., etc. So these are the 3 plans that you can choose from. The plan number 1 is simply the online course, meaning that you do it alone. I'm going to give you 15 hours of video on demand. There are 8 modules. You will also have access to 2 hours of one-on-one coaching session with me, but that's it. Plan number 2, this is the plan where we're doing it together. Okay, this is where you want to learn it by yourself. You want to be committed. You want to learn these skills. And here, this is for the active professionals. So you will obviously have the online course from the plan 1, but there will be the weekly coaching session together, the weekly group coaching session with the community. You will have access to my network for all the strategic introductions and referrals. You will have access to Gaia GPT 24/7, the AI support, and the 6-month access. And the last plan is for normally the people who choose this one are the C-suite, general manager, the top executive level, because they have so much on their plate. They need someone to delegate the whole new job opportunity, or the personal branding. Or recently, I have someone who needs my help to become an active advisor, to be part of a board, and to invest in some of the company, maybe small startup. So this is something that we can do together. But if you choose plan number 3, me and my team, we do everything on your behalf. Okay, so you just sit back and relax. And every Friday afternoon, we give you a report on everything that happened, and you just give us the direction. If it's yes, no, etc. So 2 exclusive offers, but only for the next 7 days. Okay, it's very important. If you want to start embarking in this new adventure with me for either a new business opportunity or a new job opportunity for 2026, I would love to start helping you, but it's important that we make that decision by the end of the year, because at least we will be prepared and ready to start January in very, very strong foundation. I'm super happy to give you 30% off from the plan number 2 and the plan number 3 immediately. And I'm also going to give you a free coaching if you have not got a new job opportunity within 90 days. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's a 3 months or 6 month program. You're gonna stay in this coaching plan as long as you want. Okay, as long as you need. If you don't get a job offer before 90 days, free coaching. All right, so it's a very, very strong guarantee for you. But I can't do that for everybody because at the moment there's only me. I'm hiring new coach and new members in my team, but I can only do that for the first 20 people who book a call for me. So if you guys are interested, if you want to start changing your career and having a new direction, being more creative, learning how to use AI, and if you think that I'm the right person or the right partner for you, you can always jump on the call with me. There will be the QR code here. The selection process, I want to make sure that I work with people who are very, very serious, motivated, and committed to evolve their career, to find new job opportunity, to build their brand on LinkedIn. Because if I feel like you're not serious about it, you taking away some valuable time that I could share and I could use with other members who really, really need my help. So guys, this is the QR code. Please scan it. Try to find an appointment for this week or next week. If you don't find any available time slots here, just reach out to me via LinkedIn or via email, and I will make sure to get a new appointment for you. Some of the feedback I also got is, I've tried career coaching before, but it didn't work. So when I got this feedback, I asked, what do you think it didn't work? And then the person, I wanted to see if there was a problem of the quality of the coach or the program, but they say that this is what I realized: 70% of the people who go for career coaching or even for online courses, 70% never finish the course. They got demotivated. Life goes on. They go on holiday. Something happens that feels like it's different, and they don't need this support anymore. So in this coaching, it's gonna be quite different because we're gonna be on WhatsApp together. We're gonna see and meet every week together. I want to make sure to make you hold accountable for results. Only if you're telling me, Fred, I need a break, I need to pause because I have something else, and we will do that again in about 1 month or two, totally fine. But just don't pretend that you embark in this program and you're telling me that it's not working if you're not fully committed 100%, because it won't work, and it's unfair. One of the second feedback is I don't feel comfortable selling myself, but people feel that it's not about selling yourself online. It's not about you bragging about yourself. You communicate about the value that you can bring to someone by solving a company problem. Okay, it's not about how great you are. It's about connecting your skills to their needs, to the needs of these people who need your skill in a very clear and authentic way. And the last one is too risky to spend money in this without guaranteed results. Well, nothing in life is guaranteed 100%. And I can show you a way, but you have to show up to the job interviews, and you have to be good during this job interview to get that job offer. Okay, again, I can't control the outcome, but I can 100% and definitely control the whole process, your actions, and this proven system that consistently delivered interview opportunities and offers for all my clients. Some of them who stopped wasting time, they stopped asking questions, they started to take action for their career. Sophie, when I found Fred's program, I had lost my job. My husband was worried. I almost didn't join, but then I was tired of waiting, and then Fred convinced me, and eventually got an HR role with 15% raise. Daniel, he wanted the VIP option at the beginning, but he was so busy at home because he was so busy at home and at work. Eventually, we found a solution together. I gave him flexibility on the payment terms, and he was super happy to embark, and he got almost immediate results afterwards. Then Aisha, she's now in Dubai. She was in Singapore before. She always had a conflictual relationship with her parents. And when she lost a job, she was ashamed to tell them. So when she embarked in my program, I did everything I could to help her regain confidence and to be more positive as well in her mindset, to prove that she could get back on her feet in no time. Dinesh also, Dinesh is the head of finance right now in Singapore. He had bad experiences with very bad coaches before. So it took him a bit of convincing. We met a couple of times at events and coffee chats. But, after that, he definitely never regretted his decision. And he gave me a couple of referrals to embark in this coaching program. So all of them, they made the mistake of not managing their LinkedIn account. And they made the mistake of thinking that LinkedIn was just for jobs, for a new job. And they realized that LinkedIn, their LinkedIn account is so powerful right now that it attracts and it gives them a lot of opportunities on a monthly basis. Now, let me ask you, would you choose a 10-year experience career at a single company, being a loyal employee, or a 10 years experience career at 3 different companies instead? What would you choose? If you were asking me this question 10 years ago, I would have said, oh yeah, I want to have my career with maybe 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years in all these companies to show that I'm a valuable talent, I'm a stable employee, I'm a loyal employee, right? But today, if you ask any recruiter or any hiring manager, if you stay 10 or 15 years at the same company, you are not marketable, you are not sexy anymore, because it means that it will take longer for you to unlearn and to relearn everything new at this company. New processes, new way of thinking, new strategy, new product, new platform, new people, new relationship, etc. You start everything from scratch, and you have not been trained of doing that, because your past 10 or 15 years, you've been doing exactly the same thing in the same ecosystem, with the same team, with the same product. I wanted to share with you this chart, very, very interesting, is the cost of inaction. Here we're going to compare a loyal employee against a job changer with the cost of loyalty out of 5 criteria: salary, skills, network, leadership, and exposure to different work environment. So I can let you guys read it quickly. But in terms of salary, if you're a loyal employee, every year you're probably going to have a lower annual raise as compared to someone who wants to change job every 2 to 3 years, and someone can get between 20 or 30% of salary increase, right? Very easy to understand. It makes a lot of sense. Here we just talk about the salary. In terms of skills, a loyal employee will learn slowly over time. It's someone who's going to be stuck with the same tools, the same system, the same mindset, and the internal growth will only depend on the approval from above. A job, someone who as opposed to someone who changed job, this person will get exposed to much more skills to acquire, new technology to learn, new workflow, and more often, this accelerates automatically your learning curve, and you will be learning so many more platform, and you will acquire more skills by changing job every, 3, 4, 5 years, as compared to 10 or 15. And you will become more competitive in the market. And then the network. If you stay in the same company for 10 or 15 years, you are probably going to be exposed to the same people for the longest period of time. Sometimes you will have people leaving and joining, okay? But if you change job every 3, 4 years, you will be exposed to much bigger network. You will meet new people. You will extend your connections. And it will probably be beneficial for you in terms of business opportunities or job opportunities. Now, the next one is the leadership style. If you stay in the company for 10 or 15 years, you will probably have what? Maybe 1, 2, or maybe maximum 3 different bosses, right? But if you change job every 3, 4 times, 4 years, you will be exposed to different kind of management, maybe sometimes good, maybe sometimes bad. You will have more managers. You will acquire more skills in terms of leadership, and it will be beneficial for you if you get offered a job as a manager or as a leader. And the last time is the exposure to work environment. If you are a loyal employee and you're stuck in one company who decided to not embrace any digital, any IT, any AI technology, what are you going to do? Are you just going to stay in this company and see everybody else raising with AI and the latest technology, or are you going to take your destiny in your hand and try to learn and make sure that you are not going to become obsolete in the market, right? Think about that. If you are stuck in the B2B environment for 10 years, what does it mean? It means that you don't want to get offered any opportunity for B2C or SaaS or any marketplace opportunity in the future? No, right? So sometimes I feel like it's great to really take a step down, take a step back, understand what you've done in your career. If you stayed in your career for 10, 15 years and you are always doing the same over and over again, what's the point of staying in the same company, right? I mean, it's of course, I'm not going to ask you to become a job hopper and to change job, right? Don't get me wrong. If every 3 or 4 years you are working in a company that gives you trust, new responsibility, they give you a new salary, new job scope, new team, then perfect. There's nothing wrong, and I don't have anything to say here. But this is not the case for most company. Probably 80% of the company right now, they just want you to do one task at a time, but they are not going to invest in you. They are not going to see the real potential and the real growth. So if after 3 or 4 years, you're reaching a ceiling, you're reaching a point where you want to do something else in the same company, but you feel the company doesn't want to bet on you, doesn't trust you, then in my opinion, I think is the perfect time to start looking for something else. So whether we're working or not together, what is your plan B? Okay, I will definitely encourage you for the start of 2026 to start thinking about your options. You can't expect to have different results if you don't adopt a different strategy or a different mindset. If you're still working right now, how long do you think before your boss asks you to leave? Or how safe do you think you are right now at your company? The more time you waste, the more money it costs for you and probably for your family. But now imagine that if you choose to take action, imagine one day you feel like you are heard, you are feeling respected, recognized, and people see you for your real value as an expert, and you have coming in new job opportunities that you will feel happier, you will feel more confident, you will not have to worry or stress anymore to look for another job or to look for another opportunity for your career. So that's about it, guys. Please, again, this is just a 7 days offer. It will expire very, very soon. 30% off the price of any coaching plan. If you want to know the price, book a call with me. It's free. I'm just going to offer on top of that to review your CV or even to look at your LinkedIn profile, and I can immediately give you some pointers to optimize your LinkedIn profile or your CV. Super happy to discuss about your career. So take the opportunity to discuss together, scan the QR code. Only the first 20 people will be able to book a call with me, because I can't onboard with more people than that at the end of the year. So I'm gonna keep this slide now. Scan it before the 20 spots are being are gone. If you really want to take this opportunity to work together, and after this call, you will have another email sending you the highlights of this call of this live. So even if you have not participated fully to this live, there will be a condensed video that will be sent to you afterwards. Okay, so guys, thank you so much if you stayed until the end for listening to me. I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna try to get some Chinese medicine now. But please stay safe. Think about your career. It's never too late. I'm here for you anytime. Reach out to me on LinkedIn, or if you want to book an official call here for your career audit, and I'll be super happy to give you any pointer if that can help. All right, guys, that's all for me. Have a great day. Have a great week, and speak to you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.